So the producer's remake. I know I'm obviously in the minority to say this, but I really like this remake, and I like it for all the reasons I don't like the original because the original doesn't have anything really in it that much, and it doesn't. It's so old, and like all the reasons why I like this movie are exactly the reasons why that movie didn't work. Because it has obviously it's updated, it's new, it's fresh, it feels like a movie you could enjoy, and it's also so much funnier, and it's really well acted. I mean, Will Ferrell's great, Uma Thurman's great, Nathan Lane's fantastic, the best performance in the entire film. Matthew Broderick's great as well, and everyone comes together and it's great. And I always having a lot of fun. You can tell this is a fun film to make. You can tell that on screen. And the old version is too old. I mean, the acting was stodgy and just wooden at best. And it didn't. And I understand people really like it, but I didn't like it personally. I think the most I get, most of it get about 2 stars, but it was incredibly boring and just I think it's about 80 minutes long, and this film is 2 hours long, and it's so much more entertaining, so much more funnier, and so much more memorable. And there are even jokes to things about plays and references and stuff like that, which the original doesn't have. And I think it's because the original isn't really all that sophisticated as this movie is. And also another thing is that you get the relationship between Max Bialystock and Bloom. You don't get that in the original, which I found a bit, it didn't work, and you felt like that there was more going on in this remake, and well, there's several things that are so much better. I've already named quite a few of them, but for one, Ula in the original is crap, and I'm going to use that word crap because she is, and she doesn't do anything. She's just a stupid tart who dances around the phone for the entire movie, and then in this movie, she has a full role. Uma Thurman just knocks it out of the park. I think she's fantastic. So that is so much better. Nathan Lane is fantastic compared to the actor who played him in the original, who was just didn't work. And I do like Gene Wilder, but it just as a movie it didn't work for me, and it doesn't have the theatrical sense of it all. Because you get more into enjoying the movie because of all those dance numbers and all that, and it didn't have that the original. I mean, it's exactly like this. The same thing is to me like The Night to Remember. A good film, but then the remake is the James Cameron version, 1997 version, so much more stronger because there's more technology in it. And then you think, oh yeah, but of the time, but still, what's the stronger version? I think that's stronger. I think this version's stronger, and I think people would just there's all these things of, oh, it's got to be like this, it's got to be like that, it's got to have this in it, it's got to do this, it's got to have all these things that I find a bit of a quandary, to be honest. Shut up. Because what's the point of taking everything you want something to be? Because then you're not going to enjoy it. And I think if you strap yourself in and you really get into this film and you know what it's going to be like, you'll enjoy it. If you don't have a cynical mindset. So, yeah. And it doesn't sort of think it's really, really funny and then not sort of shoot you down and get you disappointed. It is really funny from start to finish. I think it's incredibly, wonderfully funny. It's wonderfully funny in the sense that it's so quotable, which the original wasn't. And I can't even remember the original really that well, just that I didn't enjoy it. And it just kind of on for a bit then over. And with this movie, I remember pretty much everything about it, and something I really don't remember. And there's so many lines in it; they're just really funny. And because there's a bit where it's like they're saying about the whole thing of Uma Thurman casting, and they said, "Oh, we're not even casting yet." It's like, please let it be on the couch. It'd be good to have someone on the couch who's under 85. You know, and it just I think this movie is really funny and it's a really good time. It's not a masterpiece, but it's incredibly good fun, and it improves on the original by at least 500 miles. It's or 1,000 miles. It is just really, really good, and I always enjoy watching it. I think it's a fun movie to watch. I don't think it's pretentious or stupid or lack of interest or any of that. I think all the characters in it are so fun to watch. I mean, even the gay people. Obviously, have Roger and his the guy, his assistant. They're so fun to watch. I mean, there's a really funny moment where it's like, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, that's a way to celebrate. And yeah, it's just stuff like that. And Will Ferrell's just hilarious. I mean, I do like Will Ferrell. I think he is funny, but I think this is a really, really good role he played here. I mean, I think he's wonderful, and he he takes different sides that you haven't seen before. I mean, he's a completely insane Adolf Hitler obsessive, and I think they show that in the movie really well. And it doesn't go off on a tangent of, oh, look, he could be this guy who's obsessed by Hitler, and then the movie takes all like a U-turn. It actually turns into something that it's funny how obsessed he is. Like he even calls a bird Adolf, and you think, oh God. But then it's funny that he's so obsessed, and then the bit at the end when they're sort of he gets annoyed that they turned Hitler into a gay version of himself, and you're a space Hitler and all this, He's like, oh, like he didn't need any help. And that's the gay couple sort of saying stuff back. And I think it's a really fun movie. I think it's misunderstood, and people obviously had a cynical mind to not enjoy it and sort of prey on the masterpiece that people felt of the original. But I don't think the original is a masterpiece. I'm sorry. It didn't work for me. It's too old. And there are old films that are good. I'm not saying there are old films that are bad. I mean, you look at old films, and there are really, really good ones. And a lot of them I've enjoyed. But that one just sticks out as being boring and uninteresting. A bit like Stagecoach was to me. That too old to enjoy it. And it doesn't work. That film just failed on pretty much every level. But like a western, and I like westerns, but why did it have to be so boring and so all over the place? And they can't even put scenes to. Never mind, not gonna go there. But it's a really funny movie. It's my kind of humor, not like a stupid, dumb, neglected American comedy movie. It is intelligent and it is smart and it's witty, it's funny, all the songs are great. I mean, I've never seen the musical stage show, but they say it's pretty identical to the whole thing, and there's even stuff that's not even in the show, which is in this movie, so that makes it more special, I think. And I think it's just a movie that maybe in years to come, people will look back at it and see that it is a really good movie, and that they're just being cynical and stupid. Maybe they need to, I don't know, age a bit, then maybe they'll understand. But then I guess if they get really old, then they'll get even more cynical, because old men can be rather cynical themselves. But yeah, so I really like this movie. I think it's great, and you know, I think it's got a lot to offer that the original never did, and it's gonna stay with me for quite some time. And I really like it. I mean, it's that case of, something that people don't really like, but hey, there's somebody who's going to like it out there, and I do like it, like Dark Shadows. It's a movie that I think has a lot to offer if you look it the right way, and I really like it, and I think it's great. I'm going to give it 5 stars, 9 out of 10.
Just a moment, miss. Uh, we might have a position for you.
As a matter of fact, we might have several positions for you.
Until the show gets going, we can offer you a job here as a secretary/receptionist.
Secretary/receptionist? Walkie/dokie.